So now that 2025 is coming to an end, I wanted to look ahead and make some predictions regarding 2026 and what we can expect in Pokemon Go. And that's precisely what this video is going to be all about. Let's get right into it. Alright, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So today we're going to be speculating on 2026. I think this is going to be a very interesting year, specifically because it's going to be the 10th anniversary for Pokemon Go. That's what's going to be happening in 2026, and we already know that Niantic is planning some big things. First and foremost, we heard that they are going to be bringing the live Pokemon Go Fest back to Chicago, and that makes total sense because the very first Pokemon Go Fest actually happened in Chicago. So for the 10th anniversary, it's going to be in my home city, and I'm really looking forward to that. But besides that, I think there's a lot of things from a content point of view that I really do think is going to be the major emphasis, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. So, first and foremost, we already kind of know this based on this current season, but it looks like there's going to be a lot going on with Mega Evolutions, which is quite interesting. I think Mega Evolutions has always been such an impactful feature when it comes to Pokemon Go. Ever since they were released, they basically drove a lot of the gameplay when it comes to raid battles and also other PvE content. And occasionally we will see Mega Evolutions in PvP. You know, they will have like the Master League with the Mega Evolutions unlocked, and that does certainly change things up, but I don't think they're ever going to have Mega Evolutions as part of the Master League permanently. I think it's just saved for a special cup every season. And I'm totally okay with that because Mega Evolutions are certainly incredibly powerful and not many of them are accessible for a lot of players. So I totally recognize like having limitations on them being in PvP, it just makes sense. But when it comes to PvE content, such as raid battles, Mega Evolutions have been a game changer. In particular, when they released Mega Rayquaza, suddenly a lot of legendary raid bosses became soloable. And I think a lot of players have enjoyed that fact. So even though there's going to be very powerful Pokemon that are going to be released sometime in the future, I think 2026 is going to be specifically around Mega Evolutions. And I totally recognize that we pretty much have every single Mega Evolution up until this point, but for many people, they may know that there's new Mega Evolutions that are currently being introduced into the Pokemon franchise, and it's all through Pokemon Legends ZA. And we're seeing even more Mega Evolutions get announced over time, and I think those Mega Evolutions are going to be a key part of the content of 2026. And I think one of the things that a lot of players have been speculating is that with Pokemon Go Fest this coming year, we're probably going to see Mega Mewtwo, specifically Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y. Those are going to be the most powerful Mega Evolutions in the game once they get released, and I think a lot of players are aware of the fact that they deserve a very special event, like Pokemon Go Fest's 10th Anniversary Edition. So that's my biggest prediction for 2026, that we're going to see Mega Evolutions, specifically for Mewtwo, coming in Pokemon Go Fest 2026. Now, it doesn't just end there, because if we look at the Kalos Go Tour, which we're going to get at the beginning of 2026, there is also an emphasis on Mega Evolutions for that event. And I think what we're going to get is some special Mega Evolutions specifically from that region that were recently introduced with Pokemon Legends ZA. In particular, I think we're going to get Mega Zygarde. I think that's going to be the big highlight for that specific event. We do not have that information yet. I think they're going to be saving those big ticket items for later on down the road, and I really do think that it's going to be the big feature for the Kalos Tour event. And another thing is, of course, we have plenty of new Mega Evolutions. I can totally see them just continuously releasing some of those new Mega Evolutions. Some of them have certainly caused quite a stir within the Pokemon fandom. In particular, I'm excited to see Mega Starmie. I think that's going to be hilarious when it finally gets released. I'm not necessarily sure if a lot of these new Mega Evolutions are going to be game changers. I think for some of them, they're just going to be new Pokedex entries. But in general, I'm really excited hinted that we're going to start seeing some new Mega Evolutions. So I really do think that's going to be 2026. It's going to be all about the new Megas, and for a lot of players, that might be really exciting content. Now, other things that we could kind of predict is that from a gameplay point of view, we're probably going to see new features. I do think that maybe there's going to be something like breeding that will be in Pokemon Go. Maybe they will have some sort of beauty pageant mechanic. I know that for a lot of players, they feel like that was one aspect of the mainstream games that was actually quite a lot of fun. We might get something like that in Pokemon Go. I don't necessarily think it's going to be that important for a lot of players. I mean, even when they released something similar, which was Pokestop Showcases, it didn't really create as big of a buzz that I felt like it would have, even though I feel like Pokestop Showcases was probably one of the best things they ever actually introduced. It's a lot of content that just kind of went over a lot of people's heads. And I wonder if there's going to be more stuff like that. I don't know, but I think from a gameplay point of view, we could certainly expect something big like that, some sort of game mode, maybe some sort of competitive game mode. I don't know, but yeah, I do think 2026 is definitely going to introduce something like that. And who knows, maybe there's going to be something like Max Battles that they're going to introduce. When Max Battles were first introduced, it was kind of a surprise. I did not know they would do it like that. I thought Dynamax Pokemon would kind of be like Mega Evolutions, where it's going to be a special kind of evolution that you could do. And when it comes to raid battles or PvP, it's going to be something completely like unlockable, and it's going to be like, I don't know, I just thought it would work like Mega Evolutions. It turns out I was completely wrong. It was like its own separate progression. So it's a possibility that we might see something similar for other things just like Dynamax Pokemon. I think there's like the terraforms of Pokemon. There's a possibility they might do something completely separate for that, or they might do it like Mega Evolutions where you could actually use them as a temporary bonus for raids or different things like that. I don't know, but I think there's a lot of potential there that they're going to release some new mechanics that are definitely going to be intriguing to players, or it's going to be some really great side content like Max Battles. But yeah, regardless, I think 2026 is going to be awesome. I think just the Mega Evolutions alone, I think that already generates a lot of buzz, considering that they did do a lot of releases for Mega Evolutions this year, and I think it's because they wanted to kind of be up to date with Mega Evolutions. They don't want to have any like lingering Mega Evolutions that still need to be released before the new Megas come out. I think it's pretty evident that 2026 is going to be all about Mega Evolutions. So yeah, that's my big prediction. I'm really excited for the next year. I thought 2025 was such a phenomenal year. They released a lot of really cool stuff in 2026. We had the crown forms of Zacian and Zamazenta. We of course had the fusion forms for Kyurem and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I thought 2025 was just a great year for Pokemon Go. But 2026 has the potential to be even better, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. But yeah, these are just some thoughts that I've recently had. I just kind of wanted to turn on my camera and just do a bit of like just talking. I think it's, you know, something that I do every now and then on my YouTube channel where I just kind of unedited, just kind of share my thoughts and just try to see what the Pokemon Go community is thinking. And yeah, that's basically what this video was. So hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some good insights from this video, and yeah, let's talk about it. Definitely share your thoughts in the comment section about anything that I talked about in this video. I would definitely like to know. Maybe I am missing something. Maybe you feel like there's going to be something completely different in 2026. I don't know. Make sure you share it in the comments, and yeah, let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that notification bell so you don't ever miss anytime I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to every single one of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Content Slow channel, make sure you go and check out my Patreon. It's the best way you can do that. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm actually going to personally add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. And for stuff like opening gifts, sending gifts, like doing remote raids and all that good stuff. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, make sure you go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And also, go and check out my social media pages. Make sure you go and follow me there. If you go to any of the platforms you see right now on the bottom of your screen, look up @Jinsula. That's going to be me. Make sure you go and follow me, and you'll have access to some exclusive content that I'm only uploading to my social media pages, and you'll also be able to keep up with my daily life. And also, before I end this video, I actually opened up an Etsy store. So if you're looking to get yourself a really cool custom-made gift, specifically from me, make sure you go and check out my Etsy store. Maybe you'll get something for a friend or a loved one, or for yourself for this year's holiday season. Yeah, I'm trying to create a lot of new stuff every single day, so make sure you go and check it out. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll catch you all later.
Jinsula.